put him on the porch.
No, we can leave him right here in the store.
Okay, you guys, so today we are taking the Old Town Trolley Tour. This live narrated tour takes you through centuries of Southern charm and historic landmarks throughout the city. This tour consists of 15 convenient stops where you can hop on and hop off all day, giving you the freedom to explore the city at your own pace.
This is your riverfront, folks. 100 different shops, 35 different restaurants down here. Here's one little spot you want to spend a little bit of time.
So I did include some live narration from the tour and some later clips. However, what truly stood out were the tour guides. They just shared so much information and knowledge and fascinating stories about Savannah's history that their passion and detail truly brought the city to life and made the experience even more enjoyable.
Pulling into your 11.5 right here.
So our first stop, we stopped at River Street Market in downtown Savannah, which is a very charming open-air marketplace located right along the historic River Street waterfront. It's been inspired by the city's 18th century market traditions, and it features a variety of local vendors, small shops, and artists offering everything from handmade crafts, souvenirs, to sweets, snacks, and Savannah-themed gifts.
We're now on our way to stop number 12. Stop number 12 is our Waving Girl statue, Miss Florence Martin, and we also have the Olympic Flame Monument. Olympic Flame Monument, this is the official cauldron from the summer of 1996 Olympic Games. Although those games were hosted in Atlanta, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia was the only city with a body of water at that time, so they used us for the yachting and the canoeing sites of those Olympic Games. We had Civil War. This fort became a barracks, and it remained a barracks until General Sherman came to take over the city in 1864. This is our Vietnam Monument. Now, the Vietnam Monument was placed here for the men and women who lost their lives in the Vietnam War. Now, when those houses caught fire, they burnt down 292 buildings in the city, and they also destroyed 90% of the historic district. We are now coming into stop number 13, and that's the Davenport House Museum. Now, the Davenport House Museum was built for Mr. Isaiah Davenport, his wife, and their 10 children in the 1820s. Once they evacuated this home sat empty until about the 1950s. Then the city of Savannah wanted to demolish this home and turn it into a parking garage. Now, that parking garage never replaced the Davenport House because we had 7 women here in the city of Savannah who formed the historic Savannah Foundation. Now, those 7 women are in charge of keeping a lot of our old historical buildings from being torn down. And they had to raise $22,000 to keep the Davenport House from that demolition, and they paid that $22,000 to the city of Savannah. Now, by the late 1900s, they marked it with a historic landmark to save it from further demolitions in the years ahead. And that is because if a man saw a woman's ankles going up the stairs in the 1800s, he had to marry her. So to separate the two, the women would go up the left and the men would go up the right. Again, to the right of us, we have the Kehoe House built for Mr. William Kehoe in 1893. Mr. William Kehoe was the owner of the iron foundry. He was also an iron master. Now, Mr. William Kehoe said if you can make it out of wood, he can make it out of iron. So the stairs, the porch, the banister, the pillars, the posts, and the window sills of the Kehoe House is all made of real cast iron. Now, when the new owners got ready to make it into the bed and breakfast that you guys see to the right of us today, it took them 2 full years to renovate that home from front to back, and that was because of those cast iron designs Mr. Kehoe had placed on the homes in 1893. Alright, straight ahead of us, operating for 70 long years, this is the historic Savannah Foundation headquarters, and the building they reside in today was completed in 1880. Coming up to the right of us, we have Oliver Bentley's Doggy Daycare and Cafe. Next door to Mr. Oliver Bentley, we have the Webb Military Museum, opened by Mr. Gary Webb. Now, the Webb Military Museum, it has every article, weapon, uniform, anything you could think of from any war that took place before we became the United States. Now, if you saw a red door on a residential home, it means that you own your home. It was yours to stay in free of charge and not owe any money on the property or the building. And if you saw a red door on a church, that church was used as a safe haven for African American slaves who were trying to free themselves to the Underground Railroad. Coming up to the right of us, this cream-colored building, this is our Old Savannah Jail. The Old Savannah Jail was erected in the late 1700s, and if you guys look between those diamond-shaped holes in the windows, you'll see the structure of some of those old cells that still sit back there today.
Oh, wow.
This building today has now been bought out by SCAD, and it's called Harrison Hall. Stop number 7. I do recommend that you guys get off and tour this church sometime today before you leave the city. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be today. Whenever your vacation is over, just make sure you guys come back. As we pass along the trees to the playground, that's our old duty grounds. The duty grounds is where 2 men would stand back to back, walk forward 10 to 12 spaces, turn around and shoot. And of course, whoever died first did not have far to go because to the right of us, we have the Colonial Park Cemetery. Now, the Colonial Park Cemetery had its first burial in the 1750s, and it went over to the left side extra blocks. Although there may look like there's over 1,000 bodies in this cemetery alone holds over 10,000 bodies. The stop number 1, this is our Savannah Visitor Center. And on the inside of the Visitor Center, we have a museum. It's the Savannah's History Museum. It showcases over 290 years of Savannah's history. If you guys want to wait until another trolley, that line is so long. If you guys want to wait until another trolley comes, the trolley runs every 15 to 20 minutes. Right here to the right, this is the museum. You guys can go in. They have the horse milk bench on the inside. You guys can find a restored railroad engine. They also have restrooms, and they have vending machines if you guys want to grab some snacks. Now, since you guys are transferring to the left of us is mine, this is where you guys will stand to get that next trolley.
Church on the right has 2 red doors. That's First African Baptist. They have the oldest African American congregation in North America. The congregation dates back to 1788. The church was built and completed around the year 1859, and it was used as a part of the Underground Railroad to help transport slaves to freedom until this very day. In the floorboards of that church, there are holes down there. The holes were used for breathing purposes by the slaves as they were being transported through the underground. And that brings us to the first of the 4 prohibitions, which was no slaves. James Edward Oglethorpe, the founder of the colony, he said there'd be no slaves in this British colony. He believed that no man should own another man. And I want you all to know that that held true for a while. From the year 1733, when the colony was established, until the year 1750, there were no slaves here. Some of the settlers complained from the very beginning about not having slaves in order to build up the colony. A lot of the settlers were going over to South Carolina to borrow slaves in order to do work. But in January of the year 1751, due to much pressure, much opposition, the trustees vowed that that prohibition was overturned. First prohibition in the original charter was no slaves. So for 17 years, there were no slaves here legally. They were here, but they weren't supposed to be here until that prohibition was overturned. Broughton Street is where we are. David Thomas Broughton, one of South Carolina's royal governors. Broughton Street runs east and west. It's known somewhat as Main Street here in downtown Savannah. In the colonial years, there were residential homes on Broughton Street. But in the mid-1800s, it turned to the main shopping hub in the colony, down in the city. It's undergoing a lot of remodeling. There are no more mom and pops, no more 5 and dimes. There's high-end retail stores, restaurants, galleries, boutiques, banks. So shop and eat Broughton Street. black sign that says Chippewa Square. Exactly where that sign is, that's where the bench was located, where Forrest sat on it with the chocolates telling his whole life story. Y'all remember what Forrest said? I know y'all did. That's James Edward Oglethorpe in the center of the square. I know he looks like Captain Morgan, but that's James Edward. Mighty man of valor. William Jasper. Sergeant Jasper was a Revolutionary War hero. House on the corner right, known as the old Pumpkin House, still in its original color. Its formal name is the old Sorrel Reed House. Built between the years 1840 to 41 by Charles Glusky. That's where Robert E. Lee stayed during his tenure here in the city. All of you that are familiar with the book, Midnight in the Garden of Eden, 1860, built for Confederate General Hugh Mercer. Mercer House became famous from the book, Midnight in the Garden of Eden Evil. That's where it all took place. Was a private residential home up until a few years back. Now open for touring. Core monument is there. In the center of that park is one of the most photographed items in Savannah. Forsyth Fountain. That fountain is a replica of a famous fountain in Paris, France. Fountain placed in a park in 1858. Forsyth Park is the largest park in Savannah.
There's our trolley.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. With time, you I know how to make me feel right. I can't help got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way.
To here.
Wait, St. John's Cathedral?
Yeah.
That's fine. We can walk there. Lafayette Square. Did we see this already? We didn't see this.
How do you feel?
Feel good.
How do you feel about this hot park?
Dang, there's a trolley. Alright, you guys, we just went into the cathedral, St. John the Baptist Cathedral. Right now we are waiting on our trolley. This is probably what, the 4th time we've got back on. So we got done doing the trolley tour. I'm in the hotel right now, just kind of in the lobby waiting for Zachary, and we are going to go eat some dinner. Probably gonna go outside of the historic district. Hey!
Oh yeah.
I can't. We got donuts. Look at the popcorn. French fry.
But this is the hot mess. Get pulled over here to take a picture with the stick giraffe.
We could put him on the porch.
No, we can leave him right here in the store.
He's almost as tall as
Right,
me.
you two?
It's a baby.
You see thumbs down.
Hey guys, so as you may have seen, we definitely left the historic district of downtown Savannah and we just kind of ventured out. Right now we're in Pooler, which is a city neighboring Savannah. We went to the at-home store just to kind of browse around, and now we are going to Buffalo Wild Wings. You tearing up that wing over there?